Introduction. The beginning of the 20th century, which has been full of fundamental changes, is considered to be an age of conflicts. The period of conflicts began with the First World War in 1914. This war caused several long-term effects in the global politics. In this chapter, we will learn why World War I was started, how it was fought, and its effects on different countries. Why was World War I started? Although World War I was mainly a European war, it affected many other parts of the world. The countries affected by World War I are highlighted in orange in this image. The most important reasons for the war were imperialism of Western nations, aggressive nationalism and militarism, diplomatic groupism before the war,
division of European nations into two groups,
political
complications
in the Balkan area, the assassination of Austrian Archduke, imperialism of the nations. During the 19th century, the European nations competed for colonization and economic imperialism for three main reasons. First, due to increase in industrialization in Europe, each nation started a search for external markets for their products. Secondly, the imperial mentality of the European nations led them to believe that they were superior to the nations in Asia and Africa. Thirdly, it was prestigious to have a bigger empire. Due to these reasons, the European nations grabbed the regions in the Asian and African continents, which held markets and generated raw material. As a result, a cutthroat rivalry among the European nations developed, and they fought
many wars.
This situation converted into the World War. Aggressive nationalism. Before First World War, aggressive nationalism increased in Europe. The countries such as England and France, who had expanded their regional area, considered themselves powerful. Germany, Russia and Austria were also trying to capture new area out of Europe. As the power of these countries increased, they started showing nationalism. Each country believed that it was the best and the other countries were lesser in stature. Aggressive nationalism increased international conflict, leading to World War I. Militarism. The European countries believed that war was only way to solve conflicts. Therefore, weapons, ammunition, advanced weapons and warships were manufactured in Europe on a large scale. Every European country kept the extent of its military power confidential and argued that arms were developed to maintain peace and safety. Due to this diplomatic politics, Europe became explosive. Diplomatic groupism before war. Diplomatic groupism in Europe arose due to the efforts of two individuals, Bismarck and Wilhelm Kaiser. Let's learn about the contribution of each individual. Bismarck wanted to keep Germany's borders safe and make it a military power. So, he implemented compulsory military education and made Germany a war-equipped country. In 1866, Germany defeated Austria. In future, he developed friendship with Austria. In 1871, Germany captured two areas of France, that is, Alsace and Lorraine. After this, Bismarck took many steps to keep France isolated from other European powers. In this cartoon, you can see Marianne, the national emblem of France, crying, while Bismarck at the center has befriended the other European nations. He exploited England and France's traditional enmity and ensured that they should not come together. However, he did not harm England. There was dispute between France and Italy about religious and colonial problems. Bismarck took this opportunity to include Italy in his group. In 1882, Triple Alliance Agreement among Germany, Austria and Italy took place. The role of Kaiser Wilhelm II. In the year 1888, Kaiser Wilhelm II became the Emperor of Germany. In his reign, Kaiser Wilhelm II developed Germany's industrial sector. He developed the naval force to increase trade and developing new colonies. He purchased Caroline, Palau and Mariana Islands from Spain for setting up new naval bases, confiscated regions in Africa and China. The African colonies and the Chinese colonies are shown in this map. He rebuilt and repaired the Kiel Canal, which helped the German warships enter the North Sea. To encounter England in the eastern region, he got rights from Emperor of Turkestan to build the Berlin to Baghdad train route up to Gulf of Iran. However, England, France and Russia strongly opposed to this project, and he could not complete the Berlin-Baghdad train route. Due to increase of colonization and naval development by Kaiser William, conflict between England and Germany increased. The division of European nations into two groups. In 1902, England entered a friendship agreement with Japan to ensure security to its trade and colonies in Asia. In 1904, France, who was threatened by the expansive strategies of Germany, buried her enmity with England and entered an agreement. In 1907, a friendship agreement took place between Russia and England. On the other hand, the nations belonging to the Central Europe, namely Germany, Italy and Austria, got united under another group. Thus, the European nations were divided between these rival groups. These groups began fierce military strengthening in order to dominate the other group. This intensified military activism gave rise to the First World War.
Political complications in the Balkan area.
The East European region under the Empire of Turkestan was known as the Balkan area. Various political reasons led to unrest in the Balkans. Due to geographical importance of this area, England, France and Russia interfered into the politics of this area. Russia began to exert pressure on the Balkan region, as the citizens of this region were slave by race. England and France felt that the route to Asia via Mediterranean Sea would thus be endangered if Russian power was established in the Balkans. The boundary of Austria-Hungary was towards the Balkan area, so Austria wanted to capture the region, leading to conflict between Austria and Serbia. A political revolution took place in Turkestan in 1908. Taking full advantage of this situation, Austria annexed Bosnia and Herzegovina, which were important for Serbia. The two places are marked in green in this map. Bulgaria too declared themselves as an independent. The assassination of the Austrian Archduke. An extremist Serbian citizen assassinated the Prince of Austria, Archduke Francis Ferdinand, on 28 June 1914 in Sarajevo, the capital city of Bosnia. This event was the igniting factor for World War I. How was World War I fought? After the assassination of the Archduke, Austria imposed unacceptable demands on Serbia. Serbia was given only 48 hours to fulfill those demands. Russia gave military help to Serbia. After getting support from Russia, Serbia refused to accept the demands of Austria, leading to the First World War. Austria declared war against Serbia on 28 July 1914. Germany agreed to support Austria, whereas Russia continued support to Serbia. Germany announced war against Russia. France decided to support Russia. So Germany announced war against France. Germany attacked Belgium and France. England, who had been neutral during this period, entered the war due to the German aggressiveness. As per Triple Alliance, Italy should have supported Germany, but Italy entered into war on 1915 on the side of England and France. Germany utilized the submarine war strategy on a large scale against the English forces. The Bolshevik government, which came into power after the communist revolution in Russia, made an agreement to back out of the World War.
The causes of World War I.
The German submarines targeted and wrecked a boat named Lusitania. Several American passengers on board were killed. In spite of all the warnings issued by America, Germany kept using submarines. Finally, on 6 April 1917, America waged a war against Germany. The American involvement in the war strengthened the position of the Allies. Allies countries started blockage on Germany. There was no option for Germany but to give up war and surrender. A democratic government was established in Germany. This new government decided to surrender as per the 14 points of American President Woodrow Wilson. Germany signed the armistice on 11 November 1918 and the First World War came to an end. Effect of World War I. The First World War during 1914 to 1918 witnessed a huge damage and the destruction of a generation. In the war, millions of soldiers were killed and injured. The use of destructive arms and ammunition caused a great financial loss and the global economy went on decline, giving rise to new economic problems. America emerged as a superpower. Defeated nations and their empire were divided into new countries such as Poland, Finland, Romania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia. The royal rules in Russia, Germany and Austria came to an end. After the war family system, traditional virtues, ethics were restructured. To avoid war in the future, Woodrow Wilson set up the League of Nations in 1920. Under the control of the European imperialism, countries like India had unwanted involvement in the war. For the analysis of causes and solution of war, the Paris Peace Treaty was signed in 1919-20. The unjust treaties, such as the Versailles Treaty, imposed on the defeated nations, motivated the feeling of retaliation which sowed the seed of the Second World War.